Hey there, guys. Welcome back to Mecca Talks Football. It's the weekend. It's Saturday. It's the Premier League weekend. It's always a great time when the Premier League is back. And what a day it was. It started with Aston Villa versus Manchester City. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What's happening to Pep Guardiola and Manchester City? They were such a force over the last 4 or 5 years, but they're crumbling and crumbling and crumbling. Guess they should have stayed humble, eh? Oh my gosh, what a game it was. Early morning for the folks in North America. I'm in Toronto, Canada. 7:30 a.m. kickoff, and it was worth waking up for the game. I got up and watched the whole game, and what a game it was. Full flame football and City on the roofs. City on the roofs. Can you imagine? I think City are sixth. They are sixth on the table. And if Bournemouth win against United tomorrow, City will drop to seven and Bournemouth will go to sixth. Isn't that unbelievable? So wow, let's get into it. What a game it was in the Premier League, right? So City squad was kind of not changed too much. I know they had some injury issues, but John Stones started in defense. I was surprised with the news, but John Stones started with Akanji and Rico Lewis at right back and Verdi into midfield and Vadio. So the squad wasn't changed that much. Jack Grealish played. It was surprising to see Kevin De Bruyne not start, right? So and yeah, he didn't start. He didn't even come on the bench. And Villa squad, I think it wasn't that a big surprise, but Duran started, and Jhon Duran has been on such good form, and Ollie Watkins hasn't really been on form. So Duran got the nut up top, and Kamara is back fit. He was such a pillar, really good stature and forth in that defensive midfield position. So it's good to see him back fit and playing regularly now. So he played in the middle with Amadou Onana, and the squad is pretty much the same. Morgan Rogers, John McGinn in midfield. So the squad was pretty set. It was pretty good. So, and the game started. So Aston Villa had City on the ropes, right? So I remember in the first half, as the game started, McGinn nicked the ball off Vadio. I don't know what's up with Vadio. His attack is so good, but his defensive abilities, he's been sleeping, he's been lacking. So McGinn nicks the ball off him, and McGinn goes for it, lays it off to, I think it was Jhon Duran, and Duran fires it one time, which he should have taken his time, but he fired it immediately, and Ortega made the save. So that was a really close call for Manchester City. And afterwards, Aston Villa had a corner. They whip it in, and Torres got his head to it, right? And Ortega makes a crucial save, and Holland clears that. Actually, VAR had to check it because it was so close, and they had to use goal line technology, and they just got it off the line. So that was so close. But it was all Aston Villa starting from the top. They were really pressing City, and Morgan Rogers was doing Morgan Rogers thing. Morgan Rogers is such a revelation. England-born player, and he's playing against his former team, Manchester City. I don't know if you knew that. So Manchester City actually have some good players in their academy. They have Morgan Rogers, they had Jadon Sancho, they had Cole Palmer. Selling Cole Palmer was a mistake. Guardiola has to admit that, but the City academy is good. So Morgan Rogers playing against his former team. Tillemans got the ball in the midfield, and Manchester City, they were trying to press Aston Villa in the middle, but Aston Villa actually did very well with the press all through the game. They did so well with the press. So Tillemans got the ball, City were pressing, and if you press and then get the ball, there's a high chance your team is going to leave space, and especially space in defense. So as they were pressing, they left space open for Morgan Rogers. So Tillemans gets the ball, a beautiful through ball to the path of Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers gets it, runs against Manchester City. Well, it was 2v1, apparently. Honestly, Rogers and McGinn and the City defender. So Rogers had space, and it lays the ball off to Jhon Duran. Beautiful finish with his left foot. Ortega, no chance. So it was 1-0 up to Aston Villa. So Aston Villa were pressing very well, pressing really well. And they actually had another counter attack after they scored. Kamara got the ball. Kamara played it to McGinn. McGinn played it to Cash on the right, and Cash fires the shot, but it hit the side netting. So that was so close. Aston Villa had Manchester City on the ropes, and Aston Villa also fighting to get to that top four. So they really needed a win. So they kept pushing and pushing and pushing. So going into the game, the first half finished, and then in the second half, right? Second half squad, I think the squad was pretty much the same. It didn't really change. I know Rico Lewis got a yellow card in the first half, so that was tough for them. Actually, John Stones came off before the start of the second half, and Kyle Walker came in, so that was a change at halftime. So Aston Villa kept pressing. Rodgers had so many chances. Rodgers was just toying with the City midfield. He was toying with them. He was creating so many chances. He was having so many shots. I remember he fired a shot that hit the bar. So they kept attacking and attacking. And McGinn as well, it was so instrumental in the midfield. And McGinn gets the ball. Before he actually gets the ball, I remember Rodgers ran riots. Walker was on the floor. Like Walker and Akanji, they were begging. He just put them on the grass, cuts him from the left. What a beautiful run. Plays it out to McGinn. McGinn with his left foot cuts inside, passes it to Rodgers in the box. Rodgers one touch with his right foot, shoots it with the left foot. Low to Ortega's right. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. 2-0 to Aston Villa. Morgan Rodgers, what a day he had. What a fantastic game of football he had. Edison was actually injured, so Ortega played. But I don't think it would have mattered too much. Aston Villa were just so much in form. They were so good. And Watkins later came on for Jhon Duran. Jhon Duran got an applause because he's so good. I think he's only 20 years old. He's such a good striker, and he's a great replacement for Ollie Watkins. So Duran goes off, Watkins comes in, and I think it was probably Watkins' first touch, because when he came in, Rodgers gets the ball from the midfield again, doing Rodgers things. He runs in, gives a beautiful pass to Watkins. So Watkins took it with his right, and he shot it with his left, but it was straight out of the target. But that was a huge chance for Watkins. I wish he placed it a little bit better to Ortega's right, Ortega's left. But that was a miss for Aston Villa. So they had chances, and towards the end, Manchester City actually got a lifeline. Savino came on. That was another substitute from the Manchester City side. Savino came on, and he had a good run. He beats a defender, but it was sort of ricocheted, and it falls into the path of Foden, but Lukadin, I don't know what it was. Lukadin would have actually cleared it up, but he slips on the ball, he trips on the ball, and Foden gets it. And a beautiful finish by Foden. Actually, I'm going to call out Foden. Foden did have a good game. He tried to create chances, he fired a lot of shots, but he's not just as clinical as last season. I remember all the shots from outside the box last season. Foden outside the box shot against, I think it was Brentford, against Manchester United. He was scoring all the shots outside the box. Not related by the Champions League against Real Madrid. He scored that at the Bernabeu, but just not the same this season. But he did play well against Villa. He had shots, and in the 90th minute plus extra time, he had another shot, and it was a really good goal. Beat Martinez. Aston Villa's issue is hard for them to keep clean sheets, but they did win the game in the end. He ended 2-1 to Aston Villa. Grealish didn't have a good game against his former team. Grealish has been so bad. I don't think he has scored a goal in a year. His form is terrible. So Grealish needs improving to do. The whole Manchester City squad need improving to do. So City right now, they're sixth, not a good position for them, and they play Everton at the Etihad in the next game. And we know how Sean Dyche is against big teams. He could just park the bus. He drew against Arsenal 0-0 at the Emirates Stadium, and Everton are going to Etihad, and it might be some dark arts football. So City has a tough run to go. What's happening at Manchester City? Let me know in the comments. What do you think Manchester City's problem is? Is it missing Rodri? Is it missing De Bruyne. He's not really in the team as much. Is it the 115 right or 130 charges? Personally, I think it's 130 charges. I think when things happen that affect the football club, some people think he doesn't affect internally, but I think he affects internally because you heard the news about the court arrangements and who might be involved. Just the whole story is very upsetting. What's the future for Manchester City with the charges happen when they let go some players? So it's a very nervy atmosphere, and those things affect the dressing room. So I think it is. I don't think it's just missing Rodri, because beginning of the season, remember, they're playing very well without Rodri. They were winning. They beat Chelsea. They were winning those opening games with Kovacic in the middle playing well. They had De Bruyne too. So I don't think it's just Rodri. I think it's an internal thing, and I think it has to do with 130 charges. But please let me know in the comment section below. And do you think Manchester City will finish top 4 this season? Let me know as well. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Tottenham Forest with the win. They went off the third briefly, but Arsenal won. So I think Arsenal are third. Arsenal are third right now. Nottingham Forest are fourth. But let me know what you think of the next chapter for Manchester City. All right, guys. Please give me a like. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media on X at eTalksFootball and on Instagram at Emeka Talks Football. All right, guys. Take care. Talk to you later. See you guys in a bit, and stay humble. Bye.